guys, Therese Apel from Dark Horse Press. I'm out here on Highway 18 and it is very windy out here, so it might be kind of hard to hear, but I wanted to make sure and get online with you guys. It took me a minute because I wanted to make sure I had my details straight here. This situation, we have a police chase that originated in Byram, okay? So what we got down here is, you can see that roadblock behind me. Highway Patrol is here. They've got this road shut off. I'm on Highway 18 in Brandon. Apparently where this began was in Byram. Police got behind a tag, a car with the tag on it that had a bolo out. He was in NCIC. Apparently there was a warrant for him for cyber stalking. He was making threats to kill himself and harm his ex-girlfriend. And so Byram, of course, as is their job, tries to pull him over. NCIC had directions to stop him and hold for Rankin County. So they tried to do that and he ended up running. My understanding is that they chased him all the way to Brandon, at which point he got off on Highway 18 and headed down the road behind me, kind of out toward the Johns community. I'm not sure how far up that way it is. Because at this point, you know, they put us all the way out here. Now, the reason for that, all we know at this point is that the chase ended down there, and he is no longer with us. So the suspect is deceased. There are reports of gunfire, although I have not been able to confirm that at this point. Not on the record. And at this point, when you have something like this on the record, is very important because these details unfold so quickly. So again, we had I'm sorry, I was hearing them yelling. There was a police chase earlier. Hold on. Anyway, at this point, there are different rumors about who the subject is that is involved in this situation, and we're not going to really jump in there until we know for sure, because this is one of those ones where I'm hearing so many different stories from people. We've gotten a lot of messages from you guys. I'm getting messages from other people who have platforms of different kinds that also get tips. So we've got tips coming in from pretty much everywhere. I'm going to turn this around for a second and just let you see. Right now they're rerouting traffic off Highway 18 onto Marquette Road. You can see Highway Patrol over here, of course. They've got the road closed. Brandon Police Department is out here as well. I understand out there at the scene, of course, there are several agencies. During the chase, the chase consisted of Pearl, Richland, Rankin County, MHP, and Brandon, and Byram, of course. Again, if you're just joining us, we had a suspect in a cyber stalking incident. He was wanted and he was on NCIC. There was a bolo for his tag, and a Byram officer got behind him in traffic and attempted to pull him over, at which point that he ran. Now, this guy had allegedly made threats to kill himself and threats against his ex-girlfriend, and Rankin County had issued warrants for him. The Byram officer tried to stop him and he took off running. As he ran from Byram over to Rankin County, y'all, I'm so sorry about this wind. It's really unreal out here. But he ran over to Rankin County, ends up in Brandon on Highway 18, at some point runs off the road, and he is no longer with us. He's deceased at this point. There are definitely reports of gunshots at this point. That from that point on, it's pretty vague, the information that we have, of course, because we do know the suspect is deceased. We know there are reports of gunshots. But in a situation like this, you can't always just say there was a law enforcement shooting. Now, in my experience as a reporter, what will happen here is that they will work this as a officer-involved shooting. Should it be anything other, like, for instance, a suicide, then that will come out in the investigation. So there are a lot of different things we have to look at when we look into something like this, because these details are coming from all over the place. I've got the ones that I'm reporting for sure came from law enforcement. So that's what we're going to do, is just kind of stick with what we know for sure. And the rest of it, you can kind of, you can believe what other people are telling you, and that's fine, because a lot of them may be true. But for me, I want to make sure that the information that I give you here is correct. Again, if you just started, watching, there was a bolo out for a guy in Rankin County who was charged with cyber stalking an ex-girlfriend, and he had apparently made threats against her and against himself. In Byram, they picked up his tag that had been put on NCIC. The officer went to pull him over and he began to run. He ran all the way from Byram over to Rankin County into Brandon. Came through Brandon and got on Highway 18, at which point he went down the road you see behind me, and he got down there and ran off the road, and at some point is now deceased. Again, this is where we get into the part that I can't confirm on the record with law enforcement. So I'm going to be careful with what I'm giving you because we don't want to report anything that we don't know for sure to be fact. There are reports of gunfire, and then we do know that he is deceased. The fact comes down to, it could be officer-involved shooting. It could be a suicide. That's the thing we don't know at this point, and we don't want to assume. MBI will work this as an officer-involved shooting, and past that, they will, figure out if he was shot with a law enforcement weapon or if he was shot with his own weapon. Again, I'm going to turn the camera around. Something was going on there. I think he was going to try and come through the roadblock, but they stopped him. But they've got the traffic coming off Highway 18 and onto Marquette Road in Brandon. And then, of course, it's only law enforcement that are able to go up that way. Clearly there is a scene up there, although now WLBT is headed that way. So I will come back to you shortly.